Hi guys, welcome to this Money Control live stream. You're watching Midday Market Mood Check with me, Nandita, Khemka. Well, as we speak, the Nifty is fairly muted given the fact that it's a truncated week and we've started the festive week on a subdued note. The Nifty is trying to reclaim that 20,200 mark once again. We are off the day's low, but we are not quite there yet. If you look at the Sensex, it has snapped out of 11-day gaining streak, and mid and small cap indices also not doing all that great today. Mid caps were in the red, but small caps are trying to keep their head afloat, given the fact that they were clocking in fairly slim gains in today's session. If you look at the NSE advanced decline ratio, it's largely 1:1, tilting in favor of the losers, but we are maintaining it at 1:1 in the ratio of 1:1. Looking at what's doing well today, PSU banking index. That index has hit a fresh 52-week high. Mind you, last week this index gained somewhere around 7% or thereabouts, and today it is on fire, up somewhere around 4% or thereabouts. As I mentioned, has hit a fresh 52-week high. What's not doing well today is, of course, the IT pack. Pharma, Realty, metals, these are some of the pockets not doing all that well, but PSU Bank clearly, that's outperforming, and autos are a close second, performing pretty well. Up, the index is up somewhere around 1% or thereabouts. Let's talk about some of the gainers on the index. You have M&M, that stock has hit a record high. Bajaj Auto extending the gains that we saw on Friday. Remember, it was up somewhere around 5% on the back of a positive brokerage report. Aside of that, what's doing well is Titan, Moto, Hdfc Live. These are some of the winners on the index, but on the losing end, you have the likes of Hdfc Bank not doing all that well. I think Citi has reduced the target price on the stock. On the back of that, the stock is among the top losers on the index. Dr. Reddy's, once again not doing well today, among the top losers on the Nifty. Ultratech, Hindalco, all the IT names like Infosys, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, HCL Tech, all of them under selling pressure today. Let's talk about some of the stocks that are making news this afternoon. Tata Steel, well, it has inked a 1.25 billion pound deal for its Port Talbot plant with the UK government, and as a part of the deal, Tata Steel's balance sheet will be restructured, and there'll be a potential elimination of cash losses in the UK operations. Analysts believe that a major overhang is out of the way, but anything for a re-rating to come by, the value accretion is something that will be watched out for, basis of the kind of cost savings that result as a way of this deal. So that's one stock that's in focus. Vedanta, it's trading higher in today's session, given the fact that the board will be meeting on the 21st of the month to mull NCD issue. Of course, remember, S&P has already warned Vedanta Resources of a downgrade if it changes its financial policy in a bid to discharge all its debt obligations. So that stock trading largely in the green, but not great moves coming in there. Aside of that, Torrent is in news, given the fact that there are reports that Torrent Pharma may have approached CVC Capital for funding its Cipla purchase. It is in the race to acquire promoter stake in Cipla, which is why I think that's one reason that Dr. Reddy's is not doing that well in trade today, given the fact that even Dr. Reddy's is in the race to acquire the promoter stake in Cipla. Aside of that, we've seen that the government has hiked the windfall tax on crude to 10,000 rupees per ton, but despite that, stocks like ONGC and Oil India are gaining in trade. Aside of that, also in focus is L&T, given the fact that its 10,000 crore rupee share buyback has kicked off today, and it will continue, or it's open till about September 25th. Remember, the company has revised its buyback price higher to 3,200 rupees per share. So that stock, of course, in focus. Aside of that, let's take a look at the mid-cap end of the markets. Vodafone Idea, cooling off after the kind of rally it saw last week. The company has made a payment of somewhere around 1,700 crore rupees to the Department of Telecom. So it had already paid off some dues to government with respect to spectrum dues of the March period, but the reports that it has made another 1,700 crore prepayment, but the stock is under a bit of selling pressure today. Dabur is also in focus, given the fact that it had its capital market day on Friday, and it has reiterated its target to increase its market share in existing products. On the back of that, stock is doing well. In fact, we have a couple of positive brokerage reports coming in on Dabur, and on the back of that, the stock is buoyant in trade. Morgan Stanley has an overweight rating target price at 600 rupees per share. CLSA has an outperformed rating target price at 620 rupees per share. In fact, even domestic brokerages have maintained their positive outlook on the stock, and some of them see a 16% upside on the stock going forward. Aside that, JSW Infra, well, the IPO will open on the 25th of September. Price band has been set between 113 to 119 rupees per share. Well, this IPO is entirely a fresh issue of shares worth 2,800 crore rupees. Aside of that, some of the defense counters in focus. Bharat Electronics, that stock was gaining somewhere around 4% or thereabouts, as it has won a 3,000 crore rupee defense order. HAL is another one that was gaining, but it has cooled off from the day's high. But the government has cleared 45,000 crore rupee worth of procurement proposals, and on the back of that, this stock was up and about. Zomato was also trading with smart gains, given the fact that Jefferies has come out with a positive report on the stock. It sees a 130 rupee target on the stock price. In fact, it believes that it could foray into new areas as well. And of course, the management is expecting food delivery to grow in excess of 20 to 25%. So that's something that has been a sentiment booster for the stock. And if you look at some of the other Nifty 500 gainers, all of them, most of them rather, are PSU banking names. So you have IOB, UCO Bank, Central Bank, PNB, Bank of Maharashtra, Bank of Baroda, you name it, and all these PSU banking stocks are on fire today. Among the losers, as I mentioned, Vodafone Idea, then there's GNFC, Raymond, Syngene, MMTC, and some of the rail stocks also under profit booking today. So these are not doing all that well. We also had a new listing today. Jupiter Life, it listed at a 32% premium to its issue price of 735 rupees a share, listed at 973 rupees per piece. So that's that's one good listing, or in fact strong listing coming in on the Lal Street. But lots of cues to watch out for. It's a truncated week, as I mentioned, tomorrow being a market holiday on the back of Ganesh Chaturthi, but lots of cues to watch out for globally, given the fact that we have a host of central bank decisions slated to come out this week. You have the US Fed decision on the 20th of September, then you have Bank of England, Bank of Japan, all of these central banks will also be announcing their interest rate decision. So that is something that we'll be keeping an eye out on. But also what the street will watch out for is FII figures, because foreign investors have turned sellers, and in the month of September so far they have sold somewhere around 4,800 crore rupees worth of shares. And another risk that experts believe that could emerge for the Indian equity rally that we've seen is the surge in crude prices. Crude prices are holding above that $94 a barrel mark, and they are hurtling towards the $100 mark on the back of tighter supplies from Saudi and Russia. So that is something that, of course, the street will be watching out for. But it's a good buy from me. It's all the gainers and losers we have this afternoon. But I'll be back at 3:30 p.m. to take stock of the market post closing. So tune in for that on closing bell at 3:30 p.m. But for now, it's a good buy from me. Thanks a lot for tuning in. For all your other news and updates, stay tuned to Money Control.
How do world leaders view India?
I've long believed that the relationship between the United States and India is will be one of the defining relationships of the 21st century.
The bright spot of the global economy.
The growth rate for India, which is 6.8 in 2022. Let's not forget, this is one of the bright spots in the global economy right now, such a high growth rate.
The potential of India is enormous, and you have now a reformer, a radical reformer, who has the ability to transform it.
On the verge of a big transformation.
इस अमृत काल में हमारे संकल्पों की सिद्धि हमें आजादी के 100 वर्ष तक ले जाएगी.
A magnet for investment.
I'm actually incredibly excited about the future of India. I think India has more promise than any large country in the world.
The world is bullish on India. Money Control is bullish on India. Join the campaign. Tweet to us with hashtag MC Bullish on India.